there's only one way to make this year exceptional, and that is to live more often from a state that is conscious and intentional than you do from a state that is unconscious and unintentional. Why is it that most people leading into a new year always follow the same pattern? The year is closing out and they're getting amped up, excited for the new year, new opportunity, new them, new actions to take, things to remove, all of the goals that they plan and the ambition that they set. And then the new year comes and they start off strong for maybe a week, a few weeks, maybe even a month or a few months. But then slowly they backslide into their old ways, into their old habits, doing the things that they said they were leaving behind, not committing to the things that they said that they were going to. Their resolutions fall apart. Why? Why is this the pattern that most people perpetuate? It's because they're putting their focus when it comes to eliciting growth and transformation on the wrong things and in the wrong places. They get so caught up in doing differently or acting in a way that they haven't, or removing actions that they habitualize or perpetuate that they know are detrimental to them. When really the focus, the priority needs to be not the action, not the doing, but the being. The one who lives from a state where the beneficial or detrimental action naturally arises from. And this comes down to living more intentionally and consciously over a longer period than you spend unintentionally and unconsciously. And what does that mean? When you think about the way our world is constructed, there's a lot of miracles all around us, right? Your cell phone is a miracle. Your computer is a miracle. Modern infrastructure, stores, gyms, grocery, all miracles, at least compared to past eras of human history. But it's a double-edged sword, because this world, as miraculous as it is, also provides a more significant degree of short-term pleasure, short-term gratification, and short-term satisfaction than has ever existed in all of human history. And that leads to sleepwalking. It leads to unconscious behavior. When you're sitting on your couch or in your bed and you're scrolling on Instagram or X or TikTok or whatever social media platform, that's not really conscious. You're going through motions that are aligned with a state of being that you are occupying. And in that state of being, you're occupying a reactionary tendency to want to stave off boredom and to be stimulated in some fashion. But the moment you turn the lights back on and you activate your conscious faculties and facilities, you think to yourself, what am I doing? I'm wasting time. I could be walking outside in nature. I could be reading a book. I could be going to the gym. I could be working on that project or my business or whatever it is for you. But it's the moment that you interrupt that unconscious pattern with the conscious intention, i.e. you put yourself back in the driver's seat of your own awareness, that's when you occupy a state that is more conducive to the actions you want to take. The same is true when it comes to detrimental habits, right? Maybe you suffer from some kind of addiction or or some kind of dependency or compulsion that you know is slowly draining your life force and that you know you need to leave behind. Why do you engage it? It's because there's this unconscious impulse towards a desire for the pleasure that addiction, tendency, habit facilitates. But if you can override that impulse for just a few minutes with conscious intention, that's what will keep you from engaging the action. It will keep you from engaging the habit or the addiction or the impulse, whatever you want to call it, right? And this is the key. This is the key to growing in a new year, to transforming in a new year. And this is what a resolution should be centered around, right? Most people fail and backslide because their resolutions are predicated on doing things or not doing things rather than predicated on the person doing. How that individual, how you are living on a day-to-day basis and the state you are occupying on a day-to-day basis. And if you can turn your focus to optimizing for states that are conducive to the things that you want to do and are non-conducive to the actions you know you shouldn't take, or the impulses you shouldn't follow, or the habits that you shouldn't engage, then the beneficial actions arise naturally. And the leaving behind of the detrimental actions also arises naturally. This is what it means when you hear high performers across any field talk about this kind of effortless engagement with whatever it is that they're doing or whatever it is that they're a high performer within. It's because they've built themselves up into a being where the conducive, beneficial action is just the natural result of who they are, who they're being. And the non-conducive, detrimental actions don't occur because who they are, the person they're being, is not conducive to those actions. This doesn't mean it won't take work. This doesn't mean it won't take discipline. This doesn't mean that you are going to suddenly wake up and never fail again or never backslide again or never do something that you know you shouldn't do or avoid something that you know you should do. But with this awareness and with this understanding, it becomes much easier to stay aligned with your intentions for the year. And it makes the likelihood that you will follow through with those intentions much higher because you're predicating your focus, where you're putting your attention, on the cause of transformation and growth rather than the effect, right? Who you are, the state you're occupying, and who you're being. That's the cause. That's the point of focus. That's where you want to turn your attention on a daily basis. The actions you're taking or not taking, that's the effect of the state that you're occupying. And so be clear on what those actions are, both beneficial and detrimental, what you should do and what you shouldn't do. You need to know that. And I have a series of videos here on my channel that will help you to facilitate that. But ultimately, prioritize the one who's doing the doing, the one who's eliciting and taking the action. And you will see greater degrees of transformation and growth within this year than any other year, and potentially all years combined. Much love. Thank you for watching. Have an exceptional 2024, and I will see you in the next video.